Hey, so I remember back in the day when I was in high school, back in '98, they came out with the song Number One Stunner. And that was a good record. It was by Cash Money. It was the Hot Boys. You had Birdman in the group. You had Turk. You had Lil Wayne. You had BG. Then they had another group that was called Big Timers. And I remember, but the song Number One Stunner, it was a smash hit, you know. And he was talking about my baby, get his shine on, you know, like it was dope. That whole record that was produced by Manny Fresh, it was hot. You know, and as you see here, you see these Indians, they flexing, they shining, they fresh. You see they got the platinum on them. They got the chains, they got the watches and all that. They got the diamonds on, and all of this is totally American Indian. All right. And on this picture right here, you see Manny Fresh, Lil Wayne, BG, and you see Turk, but you don't see Birdman on this one. And right here, you see the man that calls himself the Birdman. And the Birdman, that's an American Indian cultural thing. And then you look at his face, you could clearly see that he's an American Indian by looking at his nose and his lips and cheekbones. And you see all this ice or diamonds and platinum that's on him. He's definitely shining. So now I'm on IG, I'm on Instagram, and I'm looking at Lacono Empire 101. And it says, did you know that the British Museum in Great Britain have Arawak, many relics from what they call Jamaica? And it says from the Americas over here. It says they know exactly who you are, Americans. These parasites will sit down and tell you to send all the Indians. Meanwhile, Jamaica wants its shit back. It's a game. You are the Indian, the original indigenous, copper-colored complexion American. Locks, nappy hair, curls baby, child of the sun, the unruly engine from the Americas that we place the American continent, like we say at ICC. See, HQ, they know who you are. The game is not supposed to be to know who you are. There's no such thing as a Taino. It only means a good person. That's not an actual tribe, aka clan. Make believe business, which they'll make, like Peter Pan, Harry Potter. Okay, and so go back to look at the image. So this the Birdman. And they said the Jamaican wooden rain god carved, give us back our rain god and Birdman. Jamaican government tells British Museum. This is currently held in storage at the museum. The treasures are among a number of historical artifacts originating from Jamaica, or Jamaica, or Jamaica, which is the island's nation's culture's minister wants to be repatriated from the UK. The items are thought to have been made by members of the Taino, but like he said, it's not Taino. So here they are again trying to disenfranchise the original people, the Aborigines, which are the Arawak Indians. It said the indigenous inhabitants of the Caribbean in the 15th century, when the European explorers first landed, they did not survive. That's lies, because they're still there right now. And they calling them by the corporate name, which is Jamaicans. It says, talking about they were extinct little more than a century later after war, famine, and previously unknown illnesses. That's a lie, obviously, because they don't want you to know that the people are still there on that land, that the Aborigines are still there. You know, so that's a lie to cover up so they could try to steal the land and natural resources from the people. It says, anyways, it says more than 200 years after they were brought to London, these wooden sculptures from the Caribbean have become the latest relics at the center of the international tug of war. A meter-high rain god sculpture and carved figure of a Birdman at the British Museum have become the focus of a public appeal by the Jamaican government for their return. They showed a picture of the Arawaks and the Birdman. And then this is the image of the American Indians. And as you see, They are dark copper colored people. Okay, the Arawaks. So that's that. This is an image of Travis Scott. This is Chris Brown, and he's from Virginia, and he has a gold teeth in his mouth. And you know, a lot of Southern Indians, they do that, and he's from the Pamunkey tribe, which is from Virginia, and he was raised in Tappahannock. Okay, it says Mayan bling. It says the Mayans are credited with being the masters of cosmetic dentistry, as they were known to decorate teeth by embedding them with precious stones or carving notches and grooves into them. Tiny holes were chipped out of teeth, and ornamental stones, including jade, were attached with an adhesive made out of natural resin such as plant sap, which was mixed with other chemicals and crushed bones. The dentists likely had a sophisticated knowledge of tooth anatomy because they knew how to drill into the teeth without hitting the pulp inside. So that's what they say about the Mayans, which we know are the Creek Indians, which in my other video, they talked about how the Mayans have migrated from the western part of Mexico and had migrated to Georgia. And also we know the Creeks Indians are also in the state of Alabama as well, and throughout the South in general. So that tell you right there, that's the reason why you see a lot of Southern Negroes, American Indians, who had gold teeth in their mouth, or in today's time period, why they put, you know, stones, diamonds, and other colorful stones in their mouth, and they call it grills in the hip-hop music industry. Now this is an image of the Migos, who are from Atlanta, and as you see here, you have all three of the men, and they're dressed up in what you'll call fur pelts that the American Indians were known for creating. And then the French saw what the Indians had on, and they wanted to get involved in trading it because they thought it was trendy. So as you see, the young man in the back, he has on a fur pelt that's made of a bear, and it has a bear head on it to the left, all the way in the back. Then you see what looks like to be a Quavo, and then his cousin is next to him with the bow and arrow, and he has on his fur as well, and he also has on diamond rings on his fingers. Okay, now this is from OhioHistoryCentral.org, and it says fur trade. The fur trade in North America began with the earliest contacts between the American Indians and European settlers within a few years of their arrival in North America. In the late 15th century and 16th century, the French, English, and Dutch fur traders were competing to develop a trading relationship with the American Indians. During this period, furs, particularly beaver furs for hats, were fashionable status symbols of wealth and prestige in Europe. So high demand resulted in the near extinction of Europe's beaver population by the 1500s, forcing traders to come to what is now the United States and Canada for pelts. Europeans viewed North America as a land of opportunity with vast natural resources, including fur-bearing mammals. In addition to the beaver, other animals hunted for fur included muskrats, raccoons, fox, deer, and in the 19th century, especially buffalo. By 1515, the fur trade was rampant throughout the Great Lakes, where I live at right now at the moment, Michigan. And also, it would be like Ohio, like Wisconsin, Illinois, like this, you know, the Great Lakes region. And it says St. Lawrence regions of the northeastern American Midwest and Canada. American Indian nations traded pelts with Europeans in exchange for goods such as metal tools, metal jewelry and adornments, cooking utensils, which were more durable, efficient, and easier to use than the bone and stones that they had produced. Okay, and it's telling you, it says raccoons, it says from 37.5 to 40 cents each. Foxes, cats, and fishers from 50 to 67 cents. Minks went for 50 cents each. Muskrats were 25 cents each. Otters were, I guess, 4 or 5 cents each. Beavers, 125 cents. Buckskins, 100 cents. And basically, this is what they're telling you of how much it costs for these different furs. That's how much the Europeans were paying the American Indians for these furs, okay? And now I'm going to show you a picture of Dej Loaf, who's from Detroit, Michigan, who came on BET with a fur on. So this is from Vlad's TV's website, and it says, all eyes have been on Dej Loaf since her Try Me track swept the airwaves, but her fashion sense isn't going so smoothly with some fans. The Detroit native appeared on 1 and 6 in Park wearing a floor-length white fur that drew in some sarcasm remarks. Instead of getting at the haters for knocking her individual style, Dej Loaf laughed it off, teasing, reposting a photo of someone referring to her as someone's auntie who won the lottery. But see, but that's just the ignorance of the young Indians, because they don't even know their damn culture. You know, they don't know that the so-called African American is the Indian, and this is the part of the culture of being Indian. These are one of the things that we were doing. So more than likely, they would know that their aunties, their mamas, their grandmas probably wore furs. Like my grandmothers were born in 1920s, 1930s, and both of my grandmothers had furs, and both of them came from down south. So they were Southern American Indian women, you know. So that just goes to show that this is something it's embedded in our culture. Okay, so this is an American Indian thing right here. Okay, so on what I was able to find here, it says I typed in Gator skins and American Indians, and this ebook I found, it says American Anthropologist, Volume 15. Okay, page 64. I'm going to have the link below. And it says base native informant was not mere than 325, despite the exaggerated reports that have been circulated a few years ago. The Indians suffered a loss about 15 of their members during an epidemic of measles. Up to that time, they had been slowly increasing. And I'm just going to keep going down. It says they built before the exile their homes in Georgia and northern Florida. They eke out an existence by raising corn and various kinds of pumpkins and squashes, and by hunting. They have a ready sale for egrets and alligator skins at the trading posts, and they secure a large number of deer skins and pelts. So right here, they're telling you that the American Indians, they were selling furs, deer skins, and also alligator skins, and who are known for wearing alligator boots, alligator shoes. That's the American Negro. So that shows you right there, the American Negro, the American Indian, is just one the same. They're the same people. And let's look at this picture right here. Those people they're very dark-skinned people. Okay, it says Charlie Cypress and children. Okay. And the images that I'm going to show you are from this museum. That's from Larco Museum. And it's off of Simeon Boulevard, Pablo Libre, at 15084 in Peru. And this museum, it closes at 10 p.m. for people who would like to know about this place. And it says the museum was privately owned, and it's of pre-Columbian. So this was before Columbus came over there. Located in Pablo Libre district of Lima, Peru. And it says the museum is housed in the 18th century Viceroyal building. And it says 5,000 years of Peruvian pre-Columbian history. Now look at these ancient chains of the Incans. These are Incan priests. Now you look at this brother that's to the right. He's probably from New York, and he has on a big, huge gold chain. Now you know where it comes from. But yet they lied to you and they said it's because you wear gold on your neck because you're an African. No, it's because you're an Indian. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. And please leave your comments below and tell me what do you think.